What is up, everybody? It's the dude, the rebel, and the guy that steps to the next level, Mr. Ken Sargent himself, a.k.a. Geek Dude, Dude Rebel, level 92, Sergeant Crazy, and the big name of all time, Mr. K-Dog. Welcome, everybody, to another KeeKlip. This is KeeKlip number 16, where everything's always about reviews and anything random. So, as we recently discovered, we already covered 2 games off my Super Nintendo or Super Boy, whatever you like to call it. And again, we just finished the N64. If you haven't seen them, go back to some of the key clips. You actually might like it. Not really much detail, but hopefully I got everything down packed. So, and I also said on my last clip that I want to do I'm gonna do a spoiler, and I was gonna do my Dreamcast as the next review. But this just stumbled across me. I thought I might as well just get this over with. And also, this is probably a great system back in the day. So, without further ado, the one console that everybody could take with them on the go, in the bathroom, or wherever else they like to do. I give y'all the pocket-sized Nintendo, known as the Game Boy handhelds. So, the Game Boy here is one of the most fantastic handheld consoles of all times, even back in the day. And I'm pretty sure there's some other people out there, they still have something like this. Either Game Boy Colors, Game Boy Pockets, which is the same thing as the Game Boy Color, but that was the first one after that. Or first one before that. Game Boy Advance SPs, Game Boy Advances, and even the Slice maybe. But this one right here, this here is the granddad. My granddad. So, and first off, like I said, I don't know who made this one up, but whoever did, good job. Because back like this, you know, you got your NES and you also got your Super Nintendo. Now, the only thing is, you could just play that at home and on the TV. But if there was a way that you can like play with it on the go, maybe we won't get all the games, but at least some of the games on here. So without brainstorming, you know, some guy, I don't know his name, but he thought, hey, let's put it every game pocket size, and then put it on a pocket size console, which then he made the Game Boy. Great system, kind of big, you know, for the first part. You know, it's kind of thick, and it's also, this is like way smaller than the new Hyperkin Super Boy, because you already know that's huge. And if I can actually compare, first off, yeah. So right here you got the Game Boy, right here you got the Super Boy. Now, first, yeah, Super Boy. The Super Boy screen is way bigger than this. Of course, this is just a regular plasma screen. It's kind of, the Super Boy is a little bit longer. It's a little bit thicker. So basically, right at that end, and also, what else is there? Yes, I think I just described everything. But yeah, so yeah, really big difference on there. That would be cool if it was something like this. And also not part of it, but if I can find it, yeah, the PSP, this one, way smaller than this. So the Super Boy is basically twice. Yeah, also the Super Boy is twice the size like this. Also, way thicker. Of course, this like really pocket size. This right here, this can't even fit in the pocket. This gotta be in the bag. But back to the Game Boy. So, yeah, first off, this one doesn't work. Yeah, it's kind of corroded. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of corrosion in there, and I wish I could try to make it work. But back on the Game Boy. So this here is a great console for any Nintendo geek to have, because you're like, you say you're on the road, you know, going somewhere, it's gonna be a long trip, and you want something to play, but this here is probably gonna be the next choice. Cause now you say you did bring your Super Nintendo or NES, but you can only play it if you buy a TV. So back then, you know, you thinking like, hey, I want to give me a Game Boy and get a couple of games, and that was the only idea. You know, if only they made Super Nintendo handheld. Hell, if the Super Boy was handheld back in the day, that'd be awesome. But what else? Yeah. And I remember there was a couple games I had on here. I remember there was a I had Mortal Kombat 3, TMNT, I think some game called Solar Attack, and Castlevania Adventures. It was alright, but and then some other ones I sold was a Kirby game, Yoshi's Cookies, and I think I had a Dr. Mario on here. It had to be that or something else. But I remember my first 2 games when I had this one or when I had a Game Boy, I had Tetris and Quicks. And Quicks, that was like kind of like a fill up block kind of game. It was kind of fun. Well, I sold it. But yeah, I remember, and also there's some really fond memory games to this. Like you have Donkey Kong Country. You have Super Mario Land. That was the first ever, Mario game handheld. That was the first Mario game handheld. I think this came out after Super Nintendo. It had to be, because looking at the buttons and looking at the colors and all that, and also the game is actually after some of the Super Nintendo games. But also, what else is there? Yeah, like I said, there's Bomberman. There's some other like home consoles that's been on the Game Boy. The only thing is on this one, now also as you already know, Super Nintendo and NES, they're already full in color. This one right here, as you can tell by the screen, everything in here is either going to be green or somewhat grayish black color. Now, unless you kept the games and you waited for the upgraded Game Boy Pocket, then that's where all the things come in color, in a way. But it's this here also. This, like I said, this was an ideal console. Like I said, you're on the go somewhere, play this. Also, after this came out, say if you did want to play a Game Boy on your home console, this is only for Super Nintendo. They made what they call a Super Game Boy, and it was a Super Nintendo cartridge game where you could put in your Game Boy game and then you play it on a bigger screen. And it's still instant color this time, and also around say this screen on the corners and on the edges or whatever, it's like a different design. It was pretty neat. I wish I had one of those. These you can still find at Slackers, V-Stock, or your local game stores where they sell vintage games. This is the second one that my grandma found in a garage sale. I had the original gray screen. And of course, you could tell this is like the purple camo. It's pretty neat. Also, there was also a casing for it. It's like a fanny pack, and it was of course it was just a part for the Game Boy, and you can only carry like 2 games at a time. But then another one I had was a regular carrying case where you can call like a couple more games plus the Game Boy. Now this one right here, that slot right there, I think that was for plug into a computer or something. I really had no idea. But of course you have your volume on this side. You have your contract. You want to play darker, play lighter, and on the bottom, of course, you got your headphone jack, so you can play it if you're in the car or whatever. Let's see what else. A/B buttons, directional pads, and then the start and select button. I hope I'm pressing the right one. And of course, this is where the game goes. And the cool thing about it, this locks in place. Once you turn it on, there's a little tab right there, so it can hold your game, so it won't like fly out anywhere. But once again, greatest Nintendo classic. I wish this could actually work and I should have my games. If I did, I'd probably get Bomberman Pocket. I actually complete that on the emulator. But that's all I have for today. So starting on my next clip, I will find a no, I'm gonna talk about the not Genesis, sorry. My Dreamcast. Yeah, I'm gonna do that on my next clip. So hopefully y'all be ready to see that. But anyways, on the end of this video, y'all can like and comment. Y'all can follow me on Facebook. I'm facebook.com/dude1192. I'm Ken Sargent on Facebook. Hit me on my Instagram, dude1192. Same way with Twitter. And until next time, I will see y'all whenever I feel like seeing y'all again. Peace out.